welcome to the session Elevator Commerce Building Intelligent Assistant in Sitecore DXP. Today we are going to talk about how machine learning and artificial intelligence work in web development, talk about multimodal search, embeddings, and vector databases. Also, we will talk about Fluice AI service, and finally, talk about how to create AI assistant which can send mails through Sitecore Send. But before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Evgeny. I'm Sitecore developer at Brimit with 8 years of experience in Sitecore and 10 years experience in .NET. Also, I'm certified developer and also I'm XM Cloud certified developer. Igor?
Yeah, nice to meet you all here. I'm Igor Zharikov, Sitecore Solution Architect at Brimit, 2 times Technology MVP, as well CDP and XM Cloud certified. You can see my contact details. So if you have any questions after the presentation, don't hesitate to contact me, and Evgeny will continue the presentation.
This is agenda of our presentation. Firstly, I will little talk about machine learning and artificial intelligence in web application. Next, I will talk about embedding and vector databases. Also, I will show architecture for AI chatbot, which working with XM Cloud and Sitecore Search. After that, Igor will talk about Fluice AI platform which help us to create powerful assistants. Also, he will talk about Fluice AI features, how to build blocks, uploading data, monitoring these, and other. And finally, we will show demo how it's working in real life. Let's start. Today, artificial intelligence and machine learning are changing technology very quickly. They're no longer just ideas. They are used a lot in web development now. AI and ML help us create faster, smarter, and more efficient system. Machine learning help us work with large amounts of data. It find useful patterns and give users more personalized experience. We use machine learning in many ways, like making recommendation, creating smart searches, chatbots, and predictive trends. It makes user interactive better and more useful. In this presentation, we will show how we can use machine learning in Sitecore project. We will take data from platforms like Sitecore Search and Order Cloud, use machine learning algorithm to process this data, and create smart search system and chatbots. These chatbots will help user with more accurate answer based on what they like and how they behave. All emails to user through Sitecore Send, and this chatbot also can understand context of messages. But also before applying it, to know how it's and how to process using in our smart assistant. Machine models can understand not only text, but at the current moment, this can understand images, audio files, even video files. So what you can do now with models? You can pass this data formats through this model and generate one unified vectors for all of these. It is process called like embeddings. About this, I will tell more in next slide. But what does it mean at the current moment? Machine learning models can capture conceptual meaning of data even across different formats. You can compare audio files to video, to text, and other. And this is really cool part about this, because it allows us to perform any-to-any search. User's question to search engine doesn't need to be in the form of text. It can actually be image or audio, for example. And the same way, a user can retrieve any formats of data in search result. But of course, don't need to be confused with some popular search tools. For example, searching for PDF files, because it just extract and store text information. Or images search that compare image histograms without any understanding what is actually illustrated on the image. Machine learning can understand data context of different file format without transforming it to the text. I want to talk about embeddings because embedding is at the heart of the multimodal search. Embedding change data like words, image, video into vectors. These vectors capture the meaning and context of the data, making search smarter. Unlike normal searches that only match exact words, embedding helps system understand the relationship between words. What about vector databases which use embedding? Because we can easily connect to a AI system like OpenAI or Azure AI. This allows search to include not just data stored in this system, but also data from other sources. For example, even if product isn't in the local databases, the system can find related items using vector-based searches. Also, vector databases are built to handle large amounts of data. They embeddings quickly, even when dealing with millions of items. This makes search faster even in real-time situation. Also, with embedding, vector databases are great for finding similar items. For example, if user looks for a specific product, the system can find not only exact matches, but also similar items based on meaning and context. This is useful in recommendation system when users want related of similar items. Of course, as a meaning, embedding allow for more accurate and personalized result by understanding user's query and great depth. And finally, embedding work with different type of data. It can be like text, image, audio. What does it mean? We can use a lot of system for take data and transform this data to vectors representation. Example, we can work with e-commerce sites, content platforms, or multimedia system. As I mentioned, a key aspect of how machine learning function is work, it is using embeddings, which are vector representation of our data. The vectors are stored in multi-dimensional space. And at the current moment, we have a lot of example, a good vector databases. Example like Pinecone, ViviWeight, Milvus, Quadrant, and other. One good example which we are using for our solution, it is ViviWeight. It has a lot of features like multimodal search, hybrid search, integration with OpenAI, and much more. On screenshot, you can see ViviWeight dashboard and example search query. You can see my key phrase sounds like I like blue Chanel, and I get result of my system. The interesting moment is that I don't have blue Chanel perfume in my system because our system has data only about perfume from Arabic country. But I get result, And it's happened because search working with OpenAI and vectors were built through OpenAI embedding. On this slide, you can see architecture for smart chatbot. We use XM Cloud, Sitecore Search, and finally, this chatbot can answer question to our user and get and return right products. Yeah, as you can see, we manage and store contact for our products in XM Cloud, and then push this information into Sitecore Search Index. We are also using Sitecore Search not only for keeping data, but we continue using Sitecore Search for content search, for other search widget, but if you want to create smart AI assistant, at the current moment we cannot use only Sitecore Search, and we should transfer data to vectors and keep these to vector databases. And for keeping our vectors, we are using VueWait, as I mentioned before. And next, we use OpenAI as assistant for generate response and managing intelligent conversation for our reader. And also we are using Redis cache for performance. And all of this, we are Flowise AI. It is platform which get us a lot of function for create good chatbots, AI assistants, and much more. Of course, you can implement own middleware where you will control of these. I just want to know that at the current moment we have a lot of other tools, and one of them it is Flowise AI. It is open source, low code, drag and drop tools for developers that used to build customized AI bots. More information about Flowise, Igor will tell you now. Also, end of presentation, we will show demo where you can see how it's work in real life. Yeah, Igor, please go ahead.
I will proceed with more details about Flowise AI tool. So, generally speaking, the cool thing about latest large language models like ChatGPT is its ability to apply for your personal scenario or for your business needs. It's possible because of tools, custom extensions, or functions which AI models can ask to execute to provide some additional context of your data or execute some action on top of AI response. So Flowise comes with set of predefined tools, various search APIs, integrations, other chains, other agents, other models, but it also provides an option to write a custom tool. For this, you just need to define a schema for input object and JavaScript tool function body. As well, you need to provide instructions in the system prompt for the large language model, which parameters to pass, describe when the tool should be executed, and AI will automatically respond which tool needs to be called, and Flowise will execute this call for you. A good example for tool can be some search from external system to provide some additional context for AI, or it can be some action based on response. For example, send the mail at user to specific list or just generally speaking, call any other API. Here on the screen, you can see the chat flow where a tool agent, it's on the bottom right section of the screen, where to this tool agent, we connect multiple tools. So then AI will decide which tool to call and when as well. To connect to other APIs, you usually require some credentials, and Flowise provides a secure way to store it. So for example, if you need to store some API keys or any other secrets, you can store in secure way in the Flowise. For example, here we store API keys to connect to Sitecore Search API, OpenAI, VB8, Send, and other services. And at the moment, credentials are only working with out-of-the-box tools provided by Flowise. But for custom tools, where you actually type your JavaScript function, you can use variables. You can define in the Flowise dashboard some default values for those variables. And also great thing that when you integrate the chatbot into your specific scenario on the page or somewhere else, you can override them for specific use case, or you can override some variables for specific environment. And this is an example of using variable storefront ID in custom JavaScript function in the custom tool. And this is an example when you integrate your chatbot, you can override it, passing new values for variables into chat flow config vars property. Now we can talk about deployment options available with Flowise. You can choose cloud directly from Flowise, but it's always paid. Also, you can run it locally, just using npm, not package manager. And the Flowise itself is open source framework. If you see that you need some extensions and you're able to add those extensions by yourself, you can easily fork it and make any changes required. As well, you can easily run Flowise in the Docker. And also there are multiple self-host options available. You can do it by yourself, for example, deploying it into Vercel, but on the README page in the GitHub repo, there are some other partners, providers available, and basically you can just deploy Flowise in the cloud by yourself with a single click. In our case, we're using Railway, and also a good thing about this product is that it provides some free trials, so at least you can start with a free deployment option in the cloud. When it comes to basically any production-ready application, monitoring is always very important. And especially in this case, when we're integrating with various AI APIs, which are paid, of course, we need to ensure that the chatbot, the assistant we built is running correctly. That we also want to monitor costs, success error rate, overall amount of runs. And that's why Flowise comes with various out-of-the-box options. And in our solution, we're using Landsmith. Landsmith is a platform for building production-grade LLM applications. It allows you to closely monitor and evaluate your application so you can ship quickly. So with the Landsmith, you can trace each execution, see which custom tools were called, to see input and result of custom tools. So this is an example of all various tools and items in the chat flow chain, which were called, and you can easily assess any required information. And as well, you can keep an eye on run cost, success rate, and as well build custom dashboards to get and analyze statistics. Yeah, and as soon as your chatbot is built and tested inside Flowise, you can bring it into your application, and there are as well multiple options for it. You can just embed it into a page, and you can just use HTML or integration with React. You can call the API and get the response directly. In case maybe if you need your Flowise assistant somewhere on the server, you can just share it by a link to your colleague to check it's that to give it a try. And on top of it, you can add authorization if required. And now as we get all the basic information about Flowise and learn how to build chat flows, let's look how AI assistant can be integrated with Sitecore product for customer engagement. So the core AI logic and the chat is configured in the Flowise. Inside it, we use some custom tools which can perform some search, retrieve some data from various Sitecore platforms, or they can call Weaviate hybrid search to get the recommendations. And to integrate and to run Assistant, we will use Personalize, and it's a web experiment. And that's great because we were able to leverage all the features which are provided by Personalize. We can conditionally show or hide the chat. We can run A/B tests, maybe in case we want to compare how various AI models performs in comparison to each other. And yeah, of course, we can measure effectiveness of the experiment. And as soon as assistant, so the core logic of our assistant is to provide some recommendations. And as soon as the recommendations are there for user, we might call some engagement tools. For example, in case if we suggesting the product which is not currently available, we can add user to mailing list in Sitecore. So to ensure that we store information about this future customer, and in the future we will be able to configure an automation when the product will be available and send the notification about it. And in success flow, when all the products are available, we will ask user about its email, maybe some personal details. And if user shares this information with us, we can call custom API middleware and then send the transactional campaign to user with recommended products, with also some possible discounts, promo codes, to ensure that user will finalize the order. So this is the architecture of customers engagement. And now it's time for the demo, and Evgeny should proceed showing how to prepare your data and how to use all the possibilities of AI to ensure that you can use hybrid search on top of your data. So Jenny, please go ahead.
How view weight looks, why we choose these vector databases, and after that I show you how you can easily prepare and upload data from FlowICI. As you can see on my screen, view weight has a lot of install option. You can use example VH Cloud, and you not need it install anything, and just you will do this from a web portal, and we are using this. But you can also install this locally, example from Docker, from Kubernetes, and from other options. Also, VWeight documentation about how to upload data and get data through different API. Also, VWeight has a good pricing, which I think it is not a lot of money for a good project, and you can use this. And a little demo about how VWeight work. Example, it is a simple query where I wrote some query example like I like Blue Channel, and when I run this query, I get some looks which look for me by vector search. And as I mentioned before in my presentation, I don't have information about Blue Chanel or others popular brands of perfumes. But anyway, I can search and I get data from ViewWeight, and it is really cool part. I want to show you how you can put data easily to ViewWeight. If you're using FlowICI, here we have document store. Example, we already create one for US products, and here you can use you can create some document loader. It can be CSV file or JSON file. You really have a lot of option for upload data. Example, you can upload data from different API. Example, you can write, you can get data from Order Cloud API or Sitecore Search. For example, we get data from CSV file and JSON file. And after that, we should choose embeddings. And if you're using OpenAI, you want that your assistant work based on OpenAI, you should also choose OpenAI embeddings. But if you want to use example Azure or Amazon OpenAI assistants, like you can just choose example Azure OpenAI embedding for your choices. And after that, you can choose what vector stores you will use for keeping your data. And you can see that also FlowICI get a lot of databases which can you use, and we use ViewWeight, and you can choose these, and of course, after creating stopping credential, I can save this and push my data from CSV file, JSON file to my vector. After that, we can use these for our AI assistants.
This is Flowise dashboard, Flowise AI dashboard. We have multiple chat flows configured here. This section is for some custom tools, where we define some input schema, and then we define JavaScript body for the custom tool. This is the scene. Under this section, we store all the credentials required and other stuff. So the core scene in our virtual assistant is a chat flow. In our case, we configured this use a Perfume Assistant OpenAI. So we choose the core of this chat flow and its AI model. Currently, we're using GPT-4 Mini, which is really great choice for price, speed, and yeah. So basically, it's the best for our use case, because you can upgrade to more powerful model, but it will cost you more than this one. And in the tool agent, we connect the chat model and as well multiple tools. As you can see, we have really lots of tools here. And one of the core tools which we're using for recommendations is the Perfume Search, where we use VB8 API to get the recommendation products in the JSON. And then on top of it, when all the recommendations are ready, we can call other engagement tools like add lead, send a mail, or add user to the specified mailing list. An important thing is to correctly configure the system message or the system prompt for the AI model. So in the system message, we should specify and describe all the tools which we have and in which scenario should we call each tool. So here, for example, we specify that if the question is about recommendations, we should execute this tool to output to recommend it to ask to user prompt user question. So now let's see how it all looks like from integration perspective. Moment. So here is the personalize web experiment, where we configure conditions under which we should show the tool. So in our case, it should be additional query parameter, and in this case, we will show the assistant, and we configure multiple variants, and currently we send all the traffic to OpenAI model, but if we want to compare, we can split the traffic between various models and various chat flows. And if we go to the variant details, here is the code how we actually integrate the chatbot. So it's just advanced configuration, and you can copy it from Flowise AI and override, as I mentioned previously, some configurations if required. So now it's time for the demo. This is the website where our chat is running, and I can open it, and I have prepared a few messages for this chat. So the first one is, for example, that I'm asking for some ideas for the present for my wife with fresh notes. It's returning some, it's from the search, returning some recommendations. You can also see that it's not directly returns all the response, but it's actually streaming like an actual ChatGPT. And yeah, so it also adds some additional text on top of it, and it politely asks me about providing my personal details, so it will be able to send the recommendations to me. So I will provide it. So I'm providing my first and last name and email. And it says that the recommendations was sent to me by email. So I can check my mailbox. So I have one new message here, and this is an email which was just sent to me right now with recommended products, with explanation why this particular product was recommended to me, and with some promo code and with a link to the website. So I will be able to go to the website and complete my order. And another use case for our AI assistant is when some product is out of stock. So I can directly ask this assistant, are there any out of stock products? And yeah, it returned that responds to me with 2 products that say out of stock. And I clicked on this icon just to reset the chat. So my previous chat history was clear, and I'm asked again to provide details about me. And it thanks to me and says that I was added to mailing list, and I will be notified when this perfume will be available again. So I can go to the Sitecore send, and I can see that I was just added to the to this demo product waitlist with tags, with 2 product tags, and the structure of each tag is product and the product ID in which I am currently interested. As you can see, it handles my email and the name, and automatically AI automatically responds, parse all this data and call the tool with required parameters. So that's it for the demo. That's it for the presentation. Thanks for your time.